Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to Biology Lights. And in this session, we are going to talk about interdependence. Classify the following animals as either carnivores or herbivores: cow, rabbit, dog, shark, sheep, deer, lion, eagle, giraffe, seal, grass snake, horse. Carnivores are the dog, shark, lion, eagle, seal, grass snake. And herbivores are cow, rabbit, sheep, deer, giraffe, and horse. Classify the following as producers, primary consumers, or secondary consumers: caterpillar, falcon, mouse, tree, phytoplankton, pike, cat, grass, locust, goat, otter, wheat. Producers are tree, phytoplankton, grass, wheat. Primary consumers: caterpillar, mouse, locust, goat. Secondary consumers: falcon, pike, cat, otter. Explain how grilled trout is ultimately the product of photosynthesis. Trout eat aquatic insects, many of which eat microscopic algae or phytoplankton, which make their food by photosynthesis. Explain how grilled potatoes are ultimately the product of photosynthesis. Potatoes are stem tubers containing food which the potato plant made in its leaves by photosynthesis. Explain how mushrooms are ultimate the product of photosynthesis. Mushrooms feed on decaying organic matter which comes from 1. Dead plants which had made their food by photosynthesis, or 2. Remains of feces of animals which feed on plants, or on animals which ate plants which photosynthesized. On average, what percentage of the sun's energy which reaches the surface of the earth is used for photosynthesis? A. 100%, B. 10%, C. 1%, D. 0.1%. It is C. On average, only 1% of the sun's energy is used in photosynthesis. On average, what percentage of food given to cattle is converted to flesh and bones? A. 100%, B. 10%, C. 1%, D. 0.1%. It is B. On average, 10% of food given to cattle is converted to flesh and bone. In a food chain, dash passes from one dash to another. The dash of the dash is always less than that of the dash because most of the food eaten by the dash is used to produce dash rather than new growth. Fill in the missing words using the following words: biomass, sunlight, trophic level, photosynthesis, producers, energy, consumers, decomposers. In a food chain, energy passes from one trophic level to another. The biomass of the consumers is always less than that of the producers because most of the food eaten by the consumers is used to produce energy rather than new growth. Which two major groups of organisms make up the bulk of the decomposers? Bacteria and fungi are the principal decomposers. The diagram represents part of a simplified carbon cycle. Write the name of the organisms, substances, or processes represented by the letters A to F. A, that is animals. B, respiration. C, carbon dioxide. D, photosynthesis. E, respiration. And F, eaten. 10 by. 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 What processes remove carbon dioxide in the air? Carbon dioxide is removed from the air by the photosynthesis of green plants and by being absorbed by the sea. What processes add carbon dioxide in the air? Respiration, decay, and combustion of carbon-containing compounds add to the carbon dioxide in the air. What part do nitrifying bacteria play in the nitrogen cycle? Nitrifying bacteria in the soil convert ammonia and other nitrogenous substances like urea into nitrates. What part do nitrogen-fixing bacteria play in the nitrogen cycle? Nitrogen-fixing bacteria in the soil or in the root nodules convert gaseous nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds. What part do the nitrifying bacteria play in the nitrogen cycle? Denitrifying bacteria in the soil decompose nitrogenous compounds to produce gaseous nitrogen. What processes remove nitrates from the soil? Nitrates are removed from the soil by plant roots, by being washed out in rainwater, and by the activities of denitrifying bacteria. The diagram represents a simplified water cycle. Say what might be represented by part 1 to part 3. Part 1, they are clouds. Part 2, those are plants. And part 3, that is sea. At which 3 points in the cycle are humans most likely to interfere? Humans are likely to interfere the water cycle in part 1 between rivers and sea, by irrigation and domestic and industrial usage. 2. Between soil and river, by drainage schemes, afforestation or deforestation. 3. Between plants and clouds, by deforestation. In what ways do farmers try to improve the quality of their soil? Soil quality is improved by adding organic manure or composite and artificial fertilizers, by adding lime to reduce acidity, by plowing to improve aeration and drainage, by draining to reduce water logging. What other steps do farmers take to maximize the yield from their crops? Farmers irrigate their crops and try to eliminate weeds and pests. The diagram represents a food web that might occur on rocky seashore. Pick out a food chain that includes shrimps and ends with gulls. Microscopic green algae eaten by the shrimps, eaten by marine worms, and then starfish, then the gulls. Which are the producers? The producers are the microscopic green algae and seaweed. Name a primary consumer in the food web. Primary consumers are the shrimps, acorn barnacles, lippens, mussels, periwinkles, and the top shells. Name the secondary consumers in the food web. Secondary consumers are crabs, prawn, marine worms, goby, brainy, starfish, dogwank, and sometimes octopus and gull. Name the tertiary consumers in the food web. Tertiary consumers are octopus, gull, and sometimes starfish. Hello friends, thank you very much for attending to Biology Lights. I encourage you to subscribe.